We are ready for the first test drive tomorrow. First, I want to go ahead and pull this thing out, get it all cleaned up. It's already pretty clean, but I want to make sure the life jackets are in there, throwable, first aid kit. I want to make sure all the necessities are in there, along with an anchor too. I'm going to need that. I'm going to have to get this out of here, and to get this out of here, I got to move that boat along with my car. I need to do all that just to get this boat out, and then I'm going to move that boat in its place. So that's the plan right now. Clean it up, get it ready to go. Also want to put the liquor bottles in there and load everything up, and then we'll be good to go. I'm ready. First test drive was not a failure, but I would not call it a success either, because we have a few problems. Some major, some very minor, but we gotta deal with them right now. Major thing, the motor, it's not wanting to go in reverse and not wanting to get up to full speed. You also may have saw I kind of destroyed a prop. Not exactly sure why. It's not a prop made for this motor. It was came off of a 75 horsepower. It came off my old boat motor. And yeah, maybe that's a problem, which wasn't built for that. Kind of shredded itself inside. Like all the splines are completely shredded. Luckily, I didn't go very far, so I was able to drift back to shore and put a new prop on. This prop is off of the 115 Suzuki. Just threw it on there to get through the rest of the day. Definitely needs a new prop. It's shaking a lot. I think it's in the prop itself, but worst case, it could be in the lower end unit, and we have to deal with that. But I bought a prop specifically for this motor, and hopefully that fixes the problem with not getting up to speed and the shaking problem. Now for the reverse itself, I think it's in the cables. That's what I think it is. These cables were used and I don't have them adjusted right. I think that's what the problem is. So to test that theory, we're gonna hook it up to water, remove that cable, and just try to manually put it into reverse. If I can do that, then we know it's in the cables. If I can't do that, then we know it's something in the motor itself. Maybe some bigger problem, I don't know. We'll figure that out if we come to it. You may notice I had to do some tree trimming to fit it at the boat ramp. A little bit of tree trimming, no big deal. Other than that, we should be good to go for now on. There is one slight complaint by people, myself included, is sitting around the bar, you don't have a footrest, and that makes it kind of awkward to sit here. So I do want to build a footrest. I'm not really sure what I'm going to build it out of. Metal will be the easiest. I think I have enough metal back there to build one. Aluminum would last longer, but I think metal would probably look the best back here. Yeah, we're probably gonna end up building it out of metal. Up here, the radio I could not get to turn on. I don't know if it's in the wiring or if it's on the radio itself, so I'm gonna dig into that too. Might have to replace that. We're gonna replace this throttle assembly. I got a new one to replace the messed up button. We'll have to replace all that. And also, I bought a stand for a grill. I don't know where I'm gonna install it yet. I think right here is the best spot. But I like the idea of keeping it open right there because I thought about putting a slide. I'm not sure if I'll ever get around to that. So if I don't put it here, then I'll end up putting it like inside. I don't want to put it underneath the stairs, but that's like the only place I have available for it. Yeah, we'll figure that out later. We don't have to worry about that too much right now. All right, we got some things to work on, things to fix, things to build, and then hopefully everything works after that. We'll have to do another test run after we fix all this stuff. So let's get to it. Everything is fixed, I think. We're gonna test it out here in a minute. I replaced the radio. Should work now. Yep, starts right up. I don't know what was wrong with the other radio. The company sent me out a new one, so I don't know. Maybe they'll tell me what's wrong with the other one. I really didn't want to replace this because I really like the radio. I didn't really want to buy a different one, so sent me out a new one, and this one's working fine, so hopefully it stays like that. While I was up here, I replaced this throttle assembly, got the button fixed. Remember, this button didn't work. The down part of the button didn't work. This one all works good though. Also got the footrest all mounted up. I made this tabletop easy to remove if it needs to be recovered or when I put a new tabletop on it or something. I made it super easy. You don't have to cut any wires. It literally just unplugs and it unscrews from the top right here. I was able to unplug all that, remove it, slide the new footrest on, and it all works good. Sturdy. We'll see if it holds up over time. I know a lot of people are gonna be mad that I didn't go aluminum, but you know, saving a little bit of money, this was a lot easier to build, and I think it looks good. It matches the black 4 bases with the footrest, so I think it looks good. Grill looks good right here. I can't wait to use it. Don't know if I'm gonna use it anytime soon, just because I don't really need to. Also want to sturdy it up a little bit. I just need to add some bracing down here. But other than that, this was really easy to install. New prop is on, and hopefully that works. It's a pretty big prop, so I don't expect it to go super fast or anything, but it should get moving pretty good. This better solve the vibrating problem, because if it doesn't, then I gotta dig into it more, and I really don't want to dig into it more. I just want this thing to be working. The reverse also works with the throttle assembly now. I replaced the cable with a lot better quality one, brand new. Adjusted it a little bit, and now it works perfectly. So this motor should be good to go. We're gonna go ahead and test it out right now, take it down to the lake with my dad, and hopefully everything works right. If it doesn't, we're gonna be digging in and yeah, digging into it again, fixing whatever. So we took it up to the truck and test it out. Throttle assembly works, goes in reverse great, goes forward great. Everything is just working great. A lot better than not working, because I was a little worried. We went up to about 25 miles an hour, maybe a little bit over that, and that was also with or against the wind. It was pretty windy out there today. I definitely think you can get a little bit more with the right conditions. If you change out the prop, this is a pretty big prop, so it's obviously going to slow it down a little bit. I'm not super knowledgeable on like what kind of prop would work best for this heavy boat, big boat. I just kind of sent it with one. I feel like a bigger prop would definitely push it a lot better. If you wanted to go a little bit smaller, I think it would pick up the speed a little bit more. You get more RPMs out of it. But like I said, I'm not super informed on all that, and I don't really want to spend a bunch of money buying different props and trying it out. This is going to work great for what I'm using it for. 25 miles an hour is plenty for a cruising party boat. I think that's great. Soon we'll be able to test it out with like a good amount of people on the boat too, because that was just 2 of us on a windy day. So it might go closer to 30 if it was good weather conditions with no amount of people on here. We have one more major test, and that is a big party day with a lot of friends, a lot of people on the boat. See how well it holds up, see how well it rides with about people, see how fast it goes. There's a lot of things to test, and we'll be able to really test it out. I got a lot of friends coming over this weekend. The weather's gonna be kind of iffy. It's supposed to rain all day, so if it's somewhat dry or somewhat looks good, I'm gonna take it out and we can party on it for a little bit. It might only be a couple hours, not really sure, but we're gonna be able to test it out. Maybe like 12, 13 people on the boat. We'll see. We'll see then, honestly. Last test. Hopefully it goes good. Testing. Welcome aboard the Ultimaterebuilds pontoon boat, party boat 2.0.
DJ speaker.
Back here is the bar along with the wet bar. Off to the side we have Hunch Punch along with a bunch of liquor. Up top, two people max up top. I just don't want anything breaking. If you guys are just laying down up there, you can have 3 people, but if you're jumping off, 2 people max. Other than that, we are ready to go. Fire tonight if we stay up long enough. If the weather gets bad, we will be coming back soon. All right, that is it. Anything else?
Yeah.
I think it passed with flying colors. This boat is the party boat. There's no topping this. We had people up top. We had, I think, 12 or 13 people. I need to recount it again. I picked up a couple extra people while I was at the lake. First off, I gotta say, everyone absolutely loved it. Super impressed with all the work. Everyone really liked it. My friends are pretty great. They love the bar, they love the wet bar. We got some drinks in there. There's still some liquor in there I need to clean out, but I will go ahead and throw this out there because I know I'm gonna get some comments. I was driving, I was not drinking. I was drinking when we got home, but I was not drinking while we were out on the boat. I want to make sure everything worked great. Also, I live in Florida, so we are allowed to have beer and liquor on the boat. As long as the driver is not drinking or under the alcohol limit, you are good to go. Everyone else can be drinking. And I was not drinking, so we are good to go. Don't even comment about it. Everyone absolutely loved the boat. The top was a big hit. Everyone was jumping off of it. We had 3 people up there at one point, and it was holding up pretty well. They weren't jumping around or dancing or anything, so that's all good there. People were a little concerned about its sturdiness, but it's pretty sturdy, honestly. Didn't get to use the fire pit. The storm kind of hit right away. We were out there for a few hours, and then the storm got really bad. Waves were really crazy. It held up really good, like surprisingly good for how wavy it was when I was heading back to load the boat. Yeah, I'm actually pretty impressed with myself. I didn't record any of it because it kind of got crazy and I was trying to load the boat and all kind of stuff, so didn't record any of that. But the water got really bad and super windy, but I was able to load the boat fine. One problem I did have though is these things are not as sturdy as they used to be, so I'm probably just gonna end up welding them to the frame himself. I think that'll sturdy him up a lot. Don't have to worry about knocking him over again. Yeah, this side is even worse. It's just the waves and the wind was pushing the boat sideways so much it kind of nicked one of those and just bent it over. Other than that, we got it loaded up. First try, honestly. I'm pretty good at loading a pontoon boat after owning a couple. Didn't get to test the fire pit out or anything like that, just because it's hot out and it's also daylight. But everything works great. This is an awesome party boat. Yeah, awesome. I think everyone had a really good time. I have one more final video on this, and that's breaking down the cost. I do not know the total price of this yet, so have to wait for next video on that. Still need to do all the math and look back on how much I actually spent on it. That's definitely gonna be one of your questions. Another question is it for sale? It's definitely for sale. This is gonna be for sale pretty soon. I wanna make sure everything is working great before I actually sell it though, so I'll keep it for another few weeks, take it out every weekend, making sure everything is working great. As long as everything's working good, then it will be for sale. If you are interested, you can email me at ultimaterebuilds@gmail.com, or you can message me on Instagram at ultimaterebuilds. You can check that out too if you want to. If not, thank you guys so much for watching this build. It is a pretty crazy one. Don't know how I can top this. It's gonna be really hard to top this, but I'm up for the challenge in the future. Thanks again so much for watching, guys. Appreciate it so much. I'll catch you in the next one.